Lightning Lane?
And I don't. And we're taking on the most popular rides in Magic Kingdom.
We're gonna find out today if Lightning Lane is worth it from someone who doesn't have it at all and someone who can use it along with the regular standby lines. Let's do some science.
I've got my standing in queue shoes on.
Oh, they're nice.
It's 9 a.m. The Dapper Dans are singing, and we are making our way to Tomorrowland via Tomorrowland Terrace Restaurant, which hasn't been open for many a year. Well, it opened briefly during the pandemic, but it hasn't been open since, except for dessert parties for the fireworks, which are a thing you can do. I don't think they're great views of the fireworks. I think you have better options for watching the fireworks. But there's Cinderella Castle this way. And we are rope dropping Tron. Now, this is not something we would necessarily recommend on a normal basis, but this is a day for science. And in the name of science and experimentation, we're gonna head to Tron to see what it's like when you rope drop it. First thing, Tron is not a multi-pass ride, it is a single pass ride. You have to pay a la carte to skip the line for this. So Quincy has no advantage, so my only advantage is to try to do this first thing and hopefully get through with a reduced wait time from what we will see later. It could be the opposite. I'm willing to take that risk. That's the point of today. We're doing it for you. We're making the mistakes. We're finding success so that when you're here, you know exactly what to do and you can just relax and have a great time. Here's Space Mountain. Quincy did tell me this is what she's rope dropping, so we may see her in the queue, but we have further to walk, a lot further. It's okay, it's great. Getting my steps in first thing, because goodness knows that's what I need, more steps. We have some rules today for this game. We are playing from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. That is time locked. At 2 p.m. we get out of queue if we are in line for a ride. Whoever finishes first or whoever gets the most done wins. Now that's in quotes because there's no prize. We are playing purely for the sake of science. We're playing for bragging rights, but we're also playing for you. So you're the real winner, no matter what the outcome. We've done one lap on the switchback, and it actually hasn't been that long. It's been about 3 minutes, so we are moving consistently, which is a great sign. The name of the ride is Tron Light Cycle Run, and that's because you actually ride on a cycle ride vehicle. It's a lot more intense than Flight of Passage, even though that has sort of a motorcycle feel as well. This one, you're kind of laying on your stomach. You have to pull the restraint to your back and around your calves using the handlebars in front of you, and you pull those forward. That takes upper body strength. It takes a lot. I don't want to over dramatize it, but I also want to warn people that you do have to have upper arm strength. You have to have use of your arms to be able to pull that forward. And then once you're on it, it can feel uncomfortable, or it might not accommodate all people. So they do have adaptive seating. The back row on a couple of the trains has kind of a standard roller coaster seat, and those are able to accommodate more guests. And I rode Tron the very first time testing the adaptive seating, and it was very enjoyable. I actually kind of liked it more, but we're going standard today and leaving the adaptive seating to those who need it.
All right, I am starting my day with a little rope drop at Space Mountain. Now, this area of the park has been open since early entry, so this isn't the ideal rope drop. However, it's one of my must-dos and something that I think I can get on pretty quickly right at rope drop as people head to Tron, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and Peter Pan's Flight. I already have a Lightning Lane for Peter Pan's Flight later, so it's just a matter of maybe sucking up a long wait for Tron, but if I get on this and get my Lightning Lanes active, that could be helpful.
Literally counting down to 30 minutes. We have seconds away. We're 29:30 right now and entering the show building. So we're about to walk into the pre-show.
Okay, Space Mountain was a very quick wait. It was posted 10 minutes right when the park opened, and a lot of folks went there, but not a ton. So we're off. So I have My first lightning lane is at 10 a.m. It's a small world, so I probably have time for one other ride. Oops, excuse me. I probably have time for one other ride, and I'm kind of between Pirates or the Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Pirates is still only a 5-minute wait, but longer ride. Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh is a 25-minute wait, but shorter ride. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and hop in the Winnie the Pooh line. Hopefully it's a little shorter than that, one. And two, that one is a difficult lightning lane to get. It and Pirates are both hard, but I would say Winnie the Pooh is a little bit harder. And the wait times tend to be a little longer, as evidenced by the current wait time. So I'm gonna go try out the Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, and then we'll be pretty close to It's a Small World to open up our lightning lanes for the day. Now I have the ability to skip the line today. Lightning Lane Multipass is Disney's skip the line service. If you haven't been in a while, you might remember it as Fast Pass or Genie Plus. But this is a different system than both of those. It is a paid system, so it does cost a date-based and park-based fee to use Lightning Lane Multipass. And it allows you to skip a number of rides all around all the theme parks. Park hopping is allowed. You can book 3 one-hour time slot reservations at a time, so you can have 3 lightning lanes at a time. Once you use one, you can book another, always keeping up to 3. When you purchase this in advance, you do get to select your original 3 before you hit purchase, so you know what 3 you will be guaranteed before you buy. If you're a hotel guest, you can buy Lightning Lane Multipass 7 days in advance of the first day of your stay for the length of your stay. And if you're not a hotel guest, you can buy it 3 days in advance. When I got my multi-pass, it was a little after 3 days in advance, so not everything was available. This will happen. Sometimes you'll forget. They do open at 7 a.m. and stuff gets booked up, but don't panic. I have many times used Lightning Lane Multi-Pass, only getting to get rides day of, and had a ton of luck. So as long as you have good strategies, aim for that 7 a.m., but if you miss it, it's not the end of the world. I went ahead and snagged some high value ones. Peter Pan's Flight is a very difficult lightning lane to get. Now you might think that Tiana's Bayou Adventure is the more popular lightning lane, and that is true. However, I have found that Tiana's Bayou Adventure is a little bit easier to snag midday than Peter Pan's Flight. More times pop up for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. That's just something I've noticed, so that's the bet that I'm taking today. So I went ahead and grabbed Peter Pan's Flight. I have a nice 1 p.m. for that. Might try to get it a bit earlier, which I can do by looking for times to open up. I also went ahead and got a hold of, I have Pirates. Well, good thing I didn't go ride Pirates right now, because I have a nice Pirates time to use a little bit later that I will likely try to move up. And I grabbed It's a Small World, which of our list today that we're trying to tackle is actually a very easy lightning lane to get. So why would I grab it in advance? Well, I'll tell you. It's because lightning lane becomes a whole lot easier to use after you scan into your first lightning lane of the day. And I will explain that once we head over to It's a Small World. But first, I gotta see if this is really a 25-minute wait for the Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
Minutes, and we are entering the locker area. This is the card I was issued by a cast member because of the fact that I don't have a magic band or a ticket card. That is why I was able to open the locker without both of those things. So now I have to hold on to this, and let's go ride the ride. And at just under 45 minutes, we've been sorted onto the right side. And this is the last stretch of the queue, because pretty soon we will be riding Tron Light Cycle Run. Well, they just pulled me out as a single rider. They needed one person to come into row 3, so here we go.
It was an accurate 25, but that's not bad.
I don't actually remember a time in my life where I didn't know the 407 area code, because Disney always ran ads with the phone number 407 W Disney, and that's why I love getting that locker number. And you can still call that number and make reservations. It works to this day. Tron Light Cycle Run came right in at the posted wait time of 55 minutes for rope drop this morning. We actually got on a little bit early as a single rider. We got pulled up to the front of the line to hop into that row 3 and ride. And what a ride it was. You can tell by the ride photo. I'm not phoning it in today. I'm here to ride rides, and I'm here to enjoy them on your behalf. And perhaps the level of enjoyment you see me experience is what will help you decide what rides you want to prioritize. If you're someone like me, I'm 43 years old, I'm 6'1". Currently, I weigh somewhere in the realm of 260 pounds. And that's where I am in life. and that's who I am, and I'm proud of it. Never skip an opportunity for air conditioning, especially when Central Florida is under a heat advisory, which is wild because this is already a place known for its heat. So if they're saying this is exceptional, you know it's really hot, and I can attest to that. But we are cutting through here. We're gonna take a left, and we're gonna hop right in the queue for Space Mountain, which currently has a posted wait of 35 minutes for our second rope drop attraction. That's pretty good for Space Mountain, and that's also gonna mean we're going straight indoors. We're not gonna have to wait in an outdoor queue for it, and on a day like today with this heat, that's very valuable.
Okay, that was exactly posted, which puts us a touch past 10, which isn't ideal, but I think still okay. Because here's the thing. We've done this experiment in the past. You can go watch it on the channel now. In that version, the lightning lane person was only allowed to use lightning lane, which meant no getting in line like I just did. That's not the realistic way that folks use lightning lane. It was just something we were doing to really push the system to its limits, see how many you could really get in comparison to a person who's just using standby. But now we're testing it realistically. I'm a regular guest who has lightning lane versus a regular guest who doesn't, which means I can just get in line too. It means I don't have to be as intense about getting my lightning lanes. Whereas typically if I was being super intense and optimizing a ton, I would want to get there right when I could scan in to unlock my lightning lanes. And I'll explain what that means. So when you book your lightning lanes in advance, you are kind of limited in the way you can book. You get to book 3, but only one of those can be the tier 1 attractions in the park. The other 2 have to come from tier 2. That means in this park, you have to pick between Tiana's Bayou Adventure, Jungle Cruise, Space Mountain, and Peter Pan's Flight, which can be a bit difficult to make that decision. Then the other 2 come from the rest of the bucket. Now, the tier system disappears, and you can book whatever lightning lane you want. You can hold all 3 tier 1s at the same time after you use your first lightning lane of the day, which is why we use what we call a passkey attraction, which is your first lightning lane of the day. Typically, this isn't gonna be a super high demand one because you wanna get the earliest time possible. It's a Small World for 10 a.m., which was a pretty good time for one of the rides on our list. And we will be able to just scan our lightning lane in here. And after that, we can start booking more tier 1s, even though we still have Peter Pan's Flight for later. So it really opens everything up for you. It's an important step is to use lightning lane early. Mad Tea Party is a great pass key in this park because you can usually get it for right at park open. Hi. Ding. Woo. All right. It's a Small World. It's our 3rd ride of the day. We've done a coaster. We've done a Winnie the Pooh dark ride, and now we do a boat dark ride, taking us through the countries of the world as we listen to adorable children singing It's a Small World After All. Last time I rode this was in Hong Kong, and it's a little different over there, which you can see in my Hong Kong rides ranking video. But yeah, let's get an earworm stuck in our head.
Okay, just under 19 minutes. As soon as we get to the end of this part of the queue, we'll be to the cast member who we will tell we are single riders. And by single riders, I mean me, a single rider.
Adios, auf Wiedersehen, Kwaheri, Zaijian, Shalom, Adios, Ciao, Au revoir, Farewell, Goodbye. Zaijian is on there twice. Farewell, Sto Kalo. Adios, do svidania, do widzenia. I was expecting it to be busy because my lightning lane was $32 today, but I really don't think it is. I know it looks like there's a ton of people in front of me, and there are. But Haunted Mansion is still only a 13-minute wait, and it's almost 11, which is kind of the longest that rope drop can last. If you see Haunted Mansion or Tower of Terror for that matter at 13 minutes, that means that it is pretty much a walk-on. This is a really great test actually, because how much time am I really gonna save on a day that Lightning Lane was pretty expensive in Magic Kingdom, and I've been able to get on pretty short waits for some pretty high demand rides so far. So I'm sure that Breedlove will be able to do so as well. I'm just interested in this experiment. We would have worn lab coats, but I don't know if you know this, it's really, really, really hot in Florida, so we didn't. I'm also gonna book my next Lightning Lane, but I am gonna try to get a better time than what I'm seeing right now, so I am going to do some refreshing.
Oh my gosh, not only are we getting to use the single rider hallway, but we get to go to the right side, which is normally the Lightning Lane side, and I think it's the smoother side. I really love going to the right. When you're facing the loading areas, it's actually on the left, but I'm very excited about this today. At my height and weight, that hurt me. Space Mountain might be the reason that I get back pain sometimes. I'm just realizing I'm having the same kind of back pain that I just recently got rid of. It is an old, wonderful, historic ride. Beautiful piece of Disney Parks history. Love, love, love it for that reason. Not something I have to ride every trip to Magic Kingdom, only because it hurts me. And it's a little hard for me to get in and out of the vehicle, but I pretend I'm really good at it and end up like waking up the next morning realizing I was using muscles that I never used just to get in and out of the ride vehicle. But super fun, especially at the beginning. That's when the ride photo happens, and this is what I looked like. That was 22 minutes to ride Space Mountain from a posted wait of 35 minutes, so we definitely picked up some good time on that one. Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh has posted 15 minutes right now. That line can get very, very long later in the day, so I say because it's the next ride that we'll really encounter, that we have to ride as part of our challenge, so geographically it's the closest, and that's a great, great, great wait time to see for Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. The standby wait is already up to 20 minutes of the time that it took us to walk over here, but that's okay.
Okay, so they did, the line was a bit longer than said. They did have the extended queue open, which you couldn't see, but it's still moving really quickly. I think it's only gonna be like 20 minutes max, which is fine by me. I am refreshing Lightning Lanes right now, and just to talk you through a little bit what I'm doing, basically it's a good idea at all times to have 3 Lightning Lanes booked. Then what I'll usually do is I'll book my latest booked Lightning Lane and I'll hit modify. And then I go in here and I start refreshing to look for a better time for that Lightning Lane, and usually 1 to 3 others that I'm interested in. As you can see right now, I'm looking at Jungle Cruise and Peter Pan's Flight because that's my latest. But I've been doing this for a minute. And one trick that I use is that I go into the planning my day section, which is available at the top of the tip board, at the top of my day, and I select the attractions that I am interested in getting Lightning Lanes for as my must-dos for the day. This will push them to the top of the Modify Experience page, so when I refresh, I don't have to scroll at all to be able to see them. That's how Jungle Cruise is at the top, despite being alphabetically much lower. You see that little star? That's what that means. So I've already had some success with this. Tiana's Bayou Adventure has been gone for much of the day, but through some refreshing, I was able to get one for just after noon, which is amazing for us because our challenge ends at 1. And now I'm just hoping to get my Peter Pan's Flight a little earlier, because right now it's just after 1. So I would like to have it be just before 1 so that we can actually use it. But yeah, this is the name of the game, and I know a lot of people complain that like making the most of Lightning Lane means having your nose in your phone, and that's true if you want to truly optimize. But right now, I'm literally just standing in line. Most people are on their phones anyway, even with their families, so I might as well be doing this. And also, it feels like winning the lottery when you actually get it.
Oh wow, literally 10 minutes, half the posted wait, and we're boarding.
We have seen all aboard the pixie our right experience. Kindly remain in your due buggy.
We were able to board the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh in 10 minutes. half the posted wait time of 20 minutes. Amazing. And now we're on to something else wonderful and miraculous. There's a 5-minute posted wait at It's a Small World. So let's head over there right now and take advantage of that. All right, It's a Small World standby entrance. And the queue for standby is posted at 5-minute wait. Let's do it.
Okay, Haunted Mansion was great. It was a little bit longer than posted. Posted 13 usually means anywhere from 15 to a walk-on, lower, obviously. But it was about 20 minutes for me, which honestly is pretty great for Haunted Mansion at that time of day. So I'll still take it. Wonderful ride, dark ride, spooky vibes. More spooky than it is scary, a little silly, but it can get scary at points, especially with Constance the Murder Bride. That said, really easy ride this morning. Now I'm walking through Adventureland because my next lightning lane is Pirates. I considered getting in line for something, but my 3 that I don't have lightning lane for are the 2 most popular rides in the park, which are not available in lightning lane multi-pass, and we do not have lightning lane single pass, which is a different offering that I'll explain when we go to ride one of them. And Jungle Cruise, which is the only one I don't have a lightning lane for on our list right now. Those are all very, the waits are longer than it would be to just go ride this and hopefully be able to get a lightning lane for Jungle Cruise. So that's what I'm doing is I'm riding this. And then we'll be in our nice period where we have Peter Pan's Flight and Tiana's Bayou Adventure lined up. I was able to refresh for a better Peter Pan's Flight time. So now everything is before 1 as it stands, which means I should be able to, hopefully, in a perfect world, get lucky on a Jungle Cruise reservation and ride one of those super popular, no, Pirates is down. This could be good. This could be really good. This could be really, really, really good. Pirates is down for our lightning lane. That is a good thing because what happens then is that we get a push notification that says, we've made some changes to your lightning lane multipass selection. Then, after you get that push notification, if you go into the app, you'll notice on your My Day page that there's a little sign that says we've updated your itinerary. And the lightning lane for Pirates is now gone, and instead we have a lightning lane for select experiences. This is a really fun thing because this is a replacement, kind of like a correction for a ride being down when the lightning lane that you paid for it was what you were going to use. So it populates with this multiple experience pass, which you can use at any time, now completely flexible, and you can use on all of these rides. So many. So it doesn't work on everything. As you can see, it's not going to work on the tier 1s, which means it's not that helpful to us, but it does make us a little more flexible with Pirates of the Caribbean, which means now might actually be a good time to go and ride one of those bigger rides, since our next lightning lane isn't for another like 20 minutes, and we have a free lightning lane to play with now. So I think we're going to go get in line for whatever's shorter of Tron versus Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Posted 5, we boarded the ride in 7. We lost 2 minutes on this ride, but I think we can make some time up by just going straight across the street to Peter Pan's Flight, which is currently posted 30 minutes, which is great for that ride. So let's go hop in that queue right now.
All right, so even though my Peter Pan's Flight lightning lane starts at noon, we have a lightning lane to play with to try to get Jungle Cruise. So I don't feel the need to go scan in right at noon for that one. I can kind of use my window, which means I am gonna hop in line for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train which is posted a 50-minute wait right now, which is really not that bad. It is coming outside of the queue, so it might be a little inaccurate. We're gonna find out. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is not available with Lightning Lane Multipass despite offering a Lightning Lane. And that's because it's one of the most popular rides in the park and it fits into Lightning Lane Single Pass. Now every park has one Lightning Lane Single Pass except Magic Kingdom, which has two. This is a different way that you can purchase Skip the Line, and it is a la carte option, so you buy it just for the ride you want, and it is a date-based and ride-based fee. So you don't have to have Multipass to buy this. You can buy Seven Dwarfs Mine Train with Tron or without Tron. You can buy it with Multipass or without Multipass. You can just get it as the only thing you buy all day, but it does add a good cost. It's usually a bit cheaper than Multipass, but you only skip one line instead of a ton, so skipping it is a great way to budget. And we are testing Multipass today, which means I'm showing you what it looks like if you did not have Single Pass for this line. If we had Single Pass, we would be getting on this in the same way we've been getting on the other Lightning Lanes, just going through the Lightning Lane. But with this one, we are gonna wait in the standby line because we don't have that. We didn't pay even more on top of our Multipass.
Just under 33 minutes, about 3 minutes over the posted wait time of 30 minutes. Still great. 30 minutes posted wait for Peter Pan's flight. We actually waited 33 minutes. Another ride checked off our list. Let's keep going. I think it's time to get a little spooky. What do you think? Are you ready to get scared? I heard Haunted Mansion also had a 30-minute wait, and that's great. Really hoping that going geographically as we have been, that we are making really good time, because Quincy might have to be zigzagging. There is no external queue right now for Haunted Mansion. Posted wait is 20 minutes. It's actually gone down. Wow, this is a miracle. This is outrageous. It's a Small World right now is posted 30 minutes. Haunted Mansion posted 20. And we're already, oh my gosh, I believe we'll be making our way into this pre-show. We've only been in the queue for 7 minutes. All right, the next ride on our list in terms of geography is Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I just checked the My Disney Experience app. It's a posted wait of 40 minutes, which is great. Let's head over there and get in queue for that. It might be our last ride of the day, depending on how long the Pirates of the Caribbean wait is posted once we're done. I was just stopped along the way en route to Tiana's Bayou Adventure by a sweet family from the UK who gifted me this Vegan Vibes bracelet, which I love. Thank you so much. I recently got to put out my first vegan guide ever, a roundup of all the things that I love in Walt Disney World that are vegan. Well, I guess specifically foods, since this is technically vegan, and I do love it, but not as much as I love the plant-based lobster roll over at Rosie's All-American Cafe. Stop it. Standby has dropped from 40 to 25 minutes. What is happening today? We are very, very, very lucky. When this ride first opened, I could not stop talking about the queue, mainly the music. They created all this beautiful original music that's played in the outside part of the queue that's styled like a radio show. So you hear a radio DJ talking about what the songs are that they're playing. Some of them are standards. A lot of them are existing songs, classics, jazz standards that have been reimagined by contemporary artists, but to sound like they are of the time. I love it.
That was exactly 50 minutes that we are now in the loading zones, like 51 by the time we get on the ride. A little bit of stress because I was hoping it would be a little bit shorter. So we are actually coming to the end of our Lightning Lane window for Peter Pan's flight. That said, good news is there's a 15-minute grace period. So even though my Lightning Lane ends at 1, I do have a 15-minute grace period to make it there. We're gonna blaze through some Lightning Lanes after this. Okay, 15 minutes exactly as posted, which is impressive and not bad. For 7 Doors Mine Train, but does put us on a little bit of a tight time schedule until our cutoff. So I think I'm gonna be able to use the Lightning Lanes I have left and not get another one, not get Jungle Cruise and not get on Tron, which is okay because I've had a really hard time getting a better Jungle Cruise time. That actually is one of the harder ones to find Lightning Lanes for. So if you want that one, consider it being the one you book in advance. It is easier, as you've seen, to get Tiana's Bayou Adventure day of. And I would say Space Mountain day of as well too. Maybe I should have rope dropped Jungle Cruise. Regardless, might have put us in the same position. So it's always safe when you're buying Lightning Lane Multipass to just book your #1 priority as your tier 1. But then keep in mind, you can find Lightning Lanes day of too, even when it says they're gone when you look first thing in the morning. So just keep keeping an eye. Right now, headed to Peter Pan's flight, which is actually the one that I chose to get early in advance because I knew I could get Tiana's, and I love Peter Pan's flight. And this one is pretty tricky to get because it is very popular and pretty low capacity. But I think we're even gonna make it before the end. Yeah, before the end of our Lightning Lane. 10 minutes to spare. Then we can move over to Tiana's and finish up with Pirates, hopefully in time by the end of our window. All right, scanned into Lightning Lane. Little back up here on the Lightning Lane, but that's okay. It's still gonna be much shorter than the posted wait, which is a whopping 40 minutes. That's actually not horrible, but we're gonna be saving a ton of time here.
22 minutes and we can see the loading zone.
Hi Ebba, hi Fry, hi Quincy. And guess what? Now you can say hi to the mermaids all the time because we have a new Say Hi to the Mermaids shirt on the AllEars store. Okay, and we're off Peter Pan's flight. In a bit of a rush to make our last 2, but I think we can do it. We do have Tiana's Bayou Adventure for right now. We're in the middle of the window for that, so that's perfect. And probably where I'm gonna head since it's on the way. And then we have our Experience Redemption for Pirates, so we can use at any time, so that could be our grand finale. Maybe I'll do Pirates first, actually. I guess we can look at the posted wait times. Lightning Lane, of course, helps you skip the line, but the lower posted wait time, the quicker the Lightning Lane will probably be. So I just gotta, they're both kind of long rides, and I've gotta be crafty if I wanna make it on both of them. Successful use of an Experience Redemption in Pirates of the Caribbean. Just one. Thank you. And we're going straight to where they split up, which means we're going over there. Probably gonna be like 4 minutes.
Bromine.
Okay, super easy wait for Pirates today. And now, just gonna swing over to wrap up with Tiana's. And we'll have used all the Lightning Lanes we booked, which is perfect. Before we call the challenge done. Now, Big Thunder would normally be on our list of our top 10 rides, but it is closed for lengthy refurbishment right now, so we replaced it with Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I posted 15-minute for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We have a Lightning Lane that is currently active. So let's head down to the bayou, see how long we wait, which is a little Lightning Lane.
Tiana's Bayou Adventure was posted 25 minutes, and that's exactly when we were able to board. So another really solid estimate. Today is a day of being able to really trust those wait times, give or take a few minutes. And then sometimes it worked really in our favor. Like they overestimated, which was great. I'm now gonna head over to Pirates of the Caribbean and see if it's possible to ride it before our cutoff at 2 p.m. Okay, posted wait of 25 minutes. We'll see if we can do it. We may have to jump out of line.
This is when Lightning Lane feels really good because we're just kind of breezing past all these folks. I'm really interested to see the results because I know a little bit about what Breedlove's been up to, and I think it's gonna be pretty interesting. I think we're really gonna find out if Lightning Lane is worth the spend or not. If you watch AllEars, you'll have all the strategies that he used without it, or all the strategies that I used with it, all of our tips. You can have a great day with or without it, but it's really if with is worth it at all. Okay, I'm on the ride. Lightning Lane was very quick today. It was only 8 minutes, which means it's my final one, but we got on Shannon's Bayou Adventure, and I'm in the front row. Oh, my hair already looks crazy. Only gonna get worse.
15 minutes and we've been sorted into row 6.
Other.
We did it!
We did it. You had no Lightning Lane, I had Lightning Lane.
Yeah, I couldn't find them anywhere.
I was there.
Lightning Lane, Lightning Lane,
where?
come my way.
Where art thou? I had them all.
Oh, you had the whole time.
We had some very interesting results though from this experiment. We both completed the exact same number of rides. Both of us completed one of the single pass attractions, one of the most popular rides in the park, Pimtron, Me 7 Doors Mine Train. Both of us didn't ride Jungle Cruise, but otherwise everything else we did was the same. And I spent less time in line than Breedlove did. I spent 40 minutes less time in line than Breedlove did.
That's $32 worth of free time was it worth it?
I wouldn't say that was worth it.
Okay.
So this is a limited experiment. Obviously, we were only here for 5 hours. We had an aim of the 10 most popular rides in the park. So these are the ones that Lightning Lane is most important for. And it's a medium crowds day, but something to keep in mind is that the more crowded it is, the harder it is to work Lightning Lane. Less crowded it is, the easier it is. So this is all scalable. They kind of are equal. If there's longer lines that he's waiting in, I'm having a tougher time getting Lightning Lanes. Our take, we've discussed, is that in most cases, Lightning Lane isn't going to be worth it. Even in Magic Kingdom, just because it is so expensive. Like, it was $32 for me. When we've been together, that's $64. Yeah. Had we brought along our family, that could have been family of 4. That could have been a number, 128. Maybe.
Theme park math.
Theme park math.
I had a lot of fun today. I mean, like, I was in the lines. I stood in the lines, the queues, and you know, waited.
Yeah.
It felt like the 90s.
Yeah.
It was fun.
And I mean, I waited in a couple of lines because the thing about multi-pass is that there are a lot of times where it doesn't make sense to use it. And that's something that like is key to knowing when you buy it, is if you have multipass and you're holding a slot for Haunted Mansion, you walk up to Haunted Mansion, it's a posted 13-minute wait, cancel that multipass and get in line for Haunted Mansion and use it for something else. So it's a great tool. It really does help take you out of some of the longer lines of the day. I skipped some big lines for Tiana's By Adventure, Peter Pan's Flight, but I rope dropped Space Mountain and also skipped lines that way by just doing it first. So there's lots of different tactics. Kind of choose your own adventure. I would say if you're someone who doesn't actually completely detest lines and you're willing to do your research on a strategy like Breedlove used today, then you don't need it. You can save that $32, $64, or $128 plus dollars.
That's right, because money is valuable.
Yeah. And it's also good to note that Lightning Lane can be helpful if you are trying to do literally everything because you have super limited time. But if you have your priorities and you don't need to do every single thing in the park, you can also get by without Lightning Lane pretty well. So I think that does it for our experiment. If you're still here, go ahead and like this video. It helps us out a lot. And drop this secret code in the comments so we know you made it all the way. Don't forget to subscribe either. We upload tips, experiments, games, and more from Disney World and beyond all week. Why? Because we're serious about fun here.
I almost said because we like you.
And that also.
I always think that.
I think that, I mean, that's how I feel.
Yeah. Me too.